Hey scholars, I'm so excited to get started with our first video of learning. So remember, this video is so that you can watch it before class on Monday so that you're already prepared and that you already know the lesson. So it's like I'm teaching you at home so that you're ready to go straight into practicing and go straight into doing the work on the lesson that I taught you through the video. Okay? It won't be long, but I want us to go ahead and get started. So, we have been talking about fiction. We've talked about fables and folk tales, traditional tales, but now we talked about realistic fiction with the story Coco Liso. But now I want us to switch our brains. So now instead of talking about fiction, we're going to talk about, you guessed it, nonfiction. Okay? So, have you ever been to a store called Walmart? Yeah, most of us have. And what's on the building in big giant white letters? What is that? Yeah, it's the name Walmart. And Walmart is at the top of the building because it's the name of the store. It's in the middle, it's centered, it's giant, it's big, and you know that you are at Walmart because you pull up and you see Walmart at the top. It's the same thing when we're reading nonfiction stories. Nonfiction stories, and fiction stories, they have something called the title. But when we switch our brains to nonfiction, the title of the story is something called a text feature. A text feature is just to help the reader understand the information better. And what we're going to do on Monday, we're going to practice labeling text features in our story, in our book. So an example of a title would be this: Violent Volcanoes. It's big giant letters at the front cover of the book. Violent Volcanoes. This is a title. So let's write down our definition for text features. Text features is what the author uses to help the reader understand the information better. And like I said before, one of the text features is called a title. So let's write down that as our first one. The second text feature that I want to show us is something called the table of contents. Now I know you've heard this word before, but I want to show you an example. This is called a table of contents. And as you can see, on page 4, you'll find the section titled Fireworks. Fireworks is on page 4. Blasted Away is on page 8. Sudden Danger on page 6. We have The Hidden Town on page 16. So when we turn to these pages, we're going to see these titles, and it's going to give information about the title. So that's how a table of content works. It has whatever title or topic that it's going to talk about, and then it gives you the page number. So when you get a book, you might want to go straight to the table of contents and see what's interesting and see what's in there. So this is our second text feature called a table of contents. So let's write that one down. And scholars, if we're talking about Walmart, and Walmart is in big giant letters at the top of the building, the table of contents would be equivalent to the signs that's at the top of the aisle. where you could find chips and snacks, cookies, juice, the signs at the top of the aisle, that's similar to a table of contents because it's telling you where to find whatever you need. Okay. I also want to show you another text feature. Now this is called a heading. The heading, it gives you what this whole section is going to be about. It's going to be about fireworks. And then they just have a fact at the bottom of the page. All books are, not all nonfiction books, they're different. If you look here, you'll see the hidden town. This is another heading. So let's write down heading. Here's another example of heading. Notice how it's in big letters at the top, but it's not the title. The title is on the front cover of a book. But a heading, it's a little lower, it's a little bit smaller than a title. A title will be bigger, but a heading, it gives you the what the information is going to be about for that, only for that section. So this is called a heading. All about fish, so this is going to be about fish. Another text feature that we're going to label in class on Monday. Here he is. So this book gives us some pretty cool pictures. But pictures, when you're reading nonfiction, that's actually a text feature because it helps you understand what you're reading. So I have a picture here and I have a picture here. Now this picture is called a photograph. Photograph and picture means the same thing. And underneath the picture is something called a caption. A caption just explains the picture. It tells you what's in the picture, it tells you what the picture is about or what's going on in the picture. So the text feature for this page would be photograph and caption. So let's write those down. So 4 is photograph. And 5 would be caption. And I really like photographs and captions because it lets you actually see what the author is talking about. And then the caption, it gives you a short explanation about what the picture is. So again, here's an example of a photograph and a caption. I have a few more that I want to show you. When we're reading nonfiction books and we go to the back of the book, you're going to find something called a glossary. Now, a glossary is almost like a dictionary, but it's not. A glossary within a book only gives you the definitions of the words that's inside the book. So this is like a dictionary because it's giving you definitions, but it's only giving you definitions for the words that's inside the book. For example, we have ash. Now, ash goes along with volcanoes. The soft gray dust that is left after a fire. So it gives you a short definition of the different words that's within this book only. Okay, so a glossary is like a dictionary, but it's not. And remember, it's at the back of the book. So let's write that down for number 6. Now, at the very, very back of the book, it's usually about the last page, you'll see something called an index. This text feature, it gives you different words, but instead of giving you the definition, it gives you the page number to find that word. We have active volcanoes. You can find that on page 7 and on page 12. Another example would be craters. You can find information about craters on page 11, 23, 24, and 25. You see how that works? So it's not giving you definition. The index gives you the page number to find different words. Let's write that one down as well. Number 7 will be called the index. Other text features that you're going to find in nonfiction is called bold words, and you've seen that a lot in your stories and in your books. Words could be bold, and they could also be italics. Words that's in italics, they're a little bit slanted. So I'll put bold and also italics. These are all important text features that you're going to have to know on Monday, because on Monday we're going to go ahead and start labeling the text features in our new story for the week called Living in the Desert. Okay, so I can't wait to see you guys on Monday. I hope you enjoyed the video. And rewatch this again so that you can start knowing and memorizing the text features. You can stop the video, you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can fast forward it, anything to help you learn better. Okay, have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday.